back again with another video. Today, I want to talk about unnatural illness because if we're talking about, voodoo, this is a part of voodoo that is, I guess, exaggerated in Hollywood. But the thing about this aspect of voodoo is that it's a reality. It is not, a game. There is an aspect of voodoo which is more of, I would say, that can be scientific itself, but it's spiritual at the same sense. We can't just go into the rationalization part and try to rationalize about everything, but we can say that we can look at it somewhat from a scientific perspective itself when we're talking about unnatural illnesses to a degree. See, unnatural illnesses are brought about by what we call kutpud or something like that, basically, which means a blow of powder itself. Now when we're talking about the blow of powder, it has its spiritual counterpart and it has its scientific counterpart, because when you look at what are the ingredients for the powders that we have in the Bokor tradition, especially for malevolent work, you see that these things are made up of very toxic stuff. They come from very poisonous creatures, things of that nature. So I want to show what I have here today, because I definitely bought some things that I want to talk about. This here is a very dangerous powder. This powder here can render someone like ill. It is made of a lot of things, like some creatures from my country and stuff like that you really won't find in the United States. But this thing, if you do not seek medical assistance, well, I feel sorry for you. But I don't even, when I say medical assistance, I would say it would best to be to find someone that is spiritual. Because when you're talking about unnatural illnesses brought upon by spiritual means, it is something that you cannot cure with medication. You can take whatever medication the doctor has, available to you, but it will not do anything for you. So this is why with all workings, there must be an antidote, So with the unnatural, what brings upon unnatural illness, there is something to bring about unnatural healing, So when we're talking about this thing, it's like every powder works different. Some powders can, work within the same day and you fall out within a couple of hours. Some other powders may take a couple of days, or the ingredients in those powders can knock you out in one day. Some of them that are basically tracked through bodily openings and stuff like that, whether it's through the pores, whatever, these things may take place within a day to a couple of days whatsoever. I know this person, personally, that was hit, and then a couple of days later, one day they got hit, the first day they got hit, and then about 4 days later, they had to start throwing up whatsoever until they had to end up in the hospital. And then when they ended up in the hospital, they had to go, the doctors couldn't do anything for them. They had to go through a process of cleansing and stuff, things of that nature, I know there's them people that will say, well, what do you know about this stuff, Well, I would definitely say, because there's people that take the holistic approach. Yes, and listen, I love holistic health whatsoever, but I would definitely say, that there is a step beyond that. There's a level that your golden seal, your lemon verbena, your agrimony will not be able to help you, because this the way of administering this stuff is different. This is something that is more of dealing with the spirit, rather than just dealing with certain things that you ingest, But yes, there is an aspect of voodoo that is more of into the realm of, that is like into the illness and healing realm whatsoever. And that is not necessarily, that is not necessarily to say that these things cannot, there is not physical elements, because yes, there is. And that's why there's herbs that we have in Haiti that, basically that can be used to treat physical ailments. But when we're talking on a spiritual level, this is another step which the administration has to be different, you know. But yes, when we're talking about, unnatural illnesses and stuff, this is something that's prevalent in Haiti, because a lot of these things at times they go misdiagnosed, or they people go to doctors and the doctors can't help them. So where do they end up going? They end up going to Wugans, or they end up going to Bokors whatsoever, And yes, and there is definitely results with that method itself. There's many people that are even into the fields of science in my country that basically result to traditional methods, when treating illness itself, because most people know in Haiti that illnesses are not just caused by physical ailments or physical conditions. There's other things, especially when you live in a country like Haiti. And almost anything, we can say anything is possible. So with that said, I hope this video was informative. I hope that I opened up your eyes to a new train of thought. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe.